We are going to be playing another deck that I've been working on for a while, so I think I got most of the kinks out of it. Um, Probably the hardest part was really deciding on the balance of snow-covered to basic swamps. I really wanted to make sure that I had a lot of different options when I was going to play land and get the most versatility possible depending on my matchup. And then sideboard, I have some different art variations that I can put in here. And if I do need another snow-covered swamp, we have that access. And, you know, if we run into graveyard shenanigans, we're also covered that way. So, should be pretty interesting league. Um, like I said, I've been practicing with this for a little while now, so I think maybe we should just go ahead and jump in and see what happens here. Just give it another minute. Just reflect on all the insanity that has been going on in the world, and just a moment of silence here for all of it, really. Oh, they reset all my sound, so we're actually going to pause and go right in here to settings and get rid of the noises. That should do it. Let's play some Magic. Look at that, found our first matchup. I think our matchups are pretty equal across the field. Um, so they revealed Companion, they revealed uh, this guy, which I guess they now have to pay 3 mana for to put it into their hand, so that's a thing. This hand looks pretty great. I've got, I do have 5 snow-covered swamps, but we also have, this is probably one of the better swamps in the deck, so I think this is sort of a snap keep. We're gonna roll with this. Wish my opponent luck, and of course we want to have fun here. Um, sure. So let's go ahead and see how they respond to basic land here. Now maybe we don't want to start off that strong, but I think it's a pretty strong play. It just says, hey, we're here and we've got a colored swamp. It's beautiful. What can they really do about it? Not much. And I think I'm going to follow up with, I don't really want them to know right now we have snow-covered lands in the deck. So I'm going to throw this out and then follow it up with this, unless they make a play that changes what we need to do. So let's just see. They're going to go ahead and cast a Brainstorm here. see what they do. What's up? What's up, guys? What's up, folks? Let me use a gender neutral greeting here. Actually, we got 74 swamps. I did want to make sure we had access to a ley line of the void in the board in case we needed it. So, they've got a Baleful Strix in play now. Ooh, so I was gonna play this, but now drawing this, this is like original Zendikar versus Battle for Zendikar. Still holding back the snow-covered lands. So I don't want them to know we're playing snow lands just yet. So I'm gonna throw this out there. They're probably pretty intimidated at this point. We're gonna go ahead and put a stop on their end of their first main phase. And then for next turn, I want to stop during their upkeep here. 12 problems. What is happening? We are playing. We're seeing what happens when you fail to drain the swamp. So we've got a wide array of swamps that were handpicked. I've tested this a few times, and I kind of like where we are at here. I mean, they're tapped out. I'm not. That's a good place to be. So we drew another snow-covered land, so the jig is almost up here because we don't draw another non-snow-covered land. Oh, I didn't need to put a stop on my own upkeep. And yeah, we're gonna. Oh, beautiful draw. So I kind of like, I wish we could move this. Because that is really, I want our opponent to be staring this down every turn, feeling the fear. Yeah, I'm going to go with Synergy here. I think it's a smarter play. And just going to go ahead and pass back. And then I'm going to go ahead and just stop on their upkeep. I want to tap these two only. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, we're taking it all the way. You know what, Side Norna? You build, like I said, I've tested this. You can build your deck of all swamps the way you want. I think we're just gonna burn a mana here and take a damage. There, this is what we want. We want this. We want our opponent to be looking at this. Want them to feel good feelings. Want them to think about not killing me here for a second. Sylvan Library. It's nice. Card that gives you knowledge. Reading is good. We should all do a little more of it. Alright, here it comes. I think it's time. Slamming it down. And we're just going to go ahead and pass back here. So what if they are actually afraid that I can now put a bunch of creatures into play at instant speed here? So we want people to feel illegitimized fear. We want them to get in their head. We want them to question their existence. And we just really want I'm going to tap this snow-covered land my next opportunity. Perfect. I think that is... It's really going to show them that my opponent has asked me if I'm trying to cast something. I don't want to give away too much by answering that question. Maybe we can be cryptic about it. How about the long maybe? Maybe. And that's what I think. Yeah, am I? I think we're on the same page here. I think I don't want to F6 through this turn because I'm just gonna go ahead and end step. Let's go ahead and just let that pass. Second snow covered. Strong. Strong to quite strong, I think. And I'm just gonna pass back here after careful consideration. And and ooh, Recruiter of the Guard. So they're gonna get up a card on us here. But as you can see, we're still winning the land race. We have 6 mana, they only have 5. So there's a world in which we are winning that particular race, and that world is every world. So yeah, now we're maybe a couple more cards down. Looks like they're going to. I'm gonna go ahead and just let them play some Magic. You know, letting your opponent have a good time is part of the Magic experience. And if they're not having a good time right now, then they shouldn't be playing Magic. Look at that. I want to also point out that we are winning in life total also right now. What's up, Drew? Yeah, they're at 9. We're at 18. We have 6 lands in play. They only have 5. I'm surprised they're actually not conceding at this point. But, you know, that's how it goes. Yeah, well, they have, I guess they have more now. They're drawing. As brings me back to the Sylvan Library. Just reminds us of the importance of seeking knowledge. And I mean, this is going to leave us with some pretty interesting sideboard choices. So, stay, stay in school indeed. So, Snow Mirrors, I intentionally didn't play my snow-covered lands until turn 5 and turn 6, but now they know we've got snow-covered lands, so. This is, these are unprecedented times, unquote. And this is my very small protest here. Look at this. Draxos, we kept 5 snow-covered swamps. And we also kept... Oh, they won. Well done. 5 snow-covered swamps and 2 non-snow-covered swamps. One of those swamps was actually the original Laurelwyn swamps, and that is just a beautiful card, and I felt it was a pretty strong way to start out the game. I do feel like we did have a little too many of the snow-covered swamps, so I'm gonna throw 3 of those back, and I think we're gonna just bring in a couple of these Theros swamps, take our opponent off guard. Um, and we're going to go ahead and run with that. I don't really want to bring in the ley line against this matchup, but I do like having it there. Sort of like, I don't know, just when you go on a trip, you bring a piece of home with you, and that's what I'm doing. Just a little piece of home. Um, so our opponent is thinking about their sideboard plan. So I think we want to be on the draw here. I don't really want to take the play. I want to be, I want to be able to react to whatever my opponent's doing. So this hand is okay. I mean, we have a nice balance of snow too, but I just don't like that all 4 of these are the same art. I want to go ahead and throw that back. There we go. We got our sideboard card. I think that's gonna be a little stronger here. And got 2 of these. I'm gonna throw that back. All right. Leading on a tundra. Respect. Thanks, Draxos. Yeah, we are doing it here. So far, this match is going exactly as I saw it, but what are they gonna do when they see this? Let's pause for effect and go ahead and pass the turn back. And let's see what we got. Verdant Catacomb, very nice. Very nice. And I just want to go, I want to play this guy here, I think. Their next turn, not really sure what they're going to do. I think during my upkeep, I'm going to go ahead and tap these swamps and confuse my opponent a little bit. Throw them off balance. And that is, yeah, it's doing the trick here. They're attacking, but can they really play into 2 tap swamps like that? Oh, they didn't. No fear. No fear at all. Alright, let's go ahead and just throw the snow-covered swamp. Let's just tap them all main phase. Let's get crazy. I mean, I guess I should have gone second main to do that. But we're not, we're not really splitting hairs here. And I like this guy. This seems like a strong play. Go ahead and pass back here. Just playing swamps as our society is on the brink of a dictatorship. Just no big deal. Okay. so that guy, yep, he got me. I have been got. Victorious, I am never been better. Well, that's actually a just straight up lie. I've been better, but considering I am doing just fine. Just go ahead and throw that out there. So this deck is goldfishing me on like what, turn 8? Interesting. Just gonna go ahead and play that out. Let's tap a couple of these. The world is a vampire. And yeah, how's everyone else feel about this whole landscape that is going on? It is pretty heavy stuff. And haven't exactly been in the mood to play Magic lately. Until I got this deck idea, and I thought we could take it for a spin here. If I can get one more snow-covered land into play, maybe we can turn this around here. But it really makes you think about the ideology of winning and losing, our conceptions of them, and what does it mean? What does anything mean? If we have accomplished the goal that we set out to do, doesn't that in a sense make us the real winner here? Yes! That's what we want right there. So from here on out, we're playing snow-covered lands because this is, look at that. What are they going to do now? That is what I am talking about. Anyway, we were talking about the relationship of winning, losing, your goals, and if your goal is achieved in any game, albeit competitive or just in your day-to-day life, like that's what this is about. We're achieving a goal here, and it is to play swamp after swamp after swamp. I did just make a misplay there. I don't want to bring too much attention to it, but you know, if we tap this, then we have this land back out in the forefront, which is really where we want to be. We were supposed to play snow-covered land there. I know it was probably obvious, but I was just so distracted talking about winning and losing and what does it mean to do either of those. All right, so 0-1. I'm gonna shrug this off. That was a turn 10. My opponent beat me on turn 10. Opponent should forfeit. I agree. I mean, so let's pull the deck up here. This is what we're working with. And let's just get right back on the horse, you know. We have important work to do. And limited decks are faster than turn 10. That is true. You know, maybe they were playing around. Like maybe they thought, I don't know, maybe they thought I was holding a revised swamp or something and they didn't want to overextend. Stoneforge, welcome. We are playing swamps. and talking about life. Limited alpha decks are faster, yeah. Um, well, I mean that's maybe revised. I mean limited alpha decks. I mean you could. There's a lot of fast mana going around in those. So let's be real. Um, yeah, we've got 60 swamps in the main board, and then we have 14 swamps if we need to sideboard into some art variants here, plus a ley line. Um, just feels comfortable, you know. I don't want to be totally dead to graveyard decks, so. Yeah, I mean, so this is, I've been testing this for, I was talking about it a little earlier. I ran this through a few times, felt good, felt like it was going to do what I wanted it to do, and I just said I'm going to go for it. So I'm not saying there couldn't be maybe a few revisions that would improve it a little bit, but for the most part, I feel like this is solid. This is this is right. This is right in the wheelhouse. Skull Clamp, what's happening? We are playing some swamps, talking about life. Um, you know, this is what happens when all you have is a big swamp. And it's just a little magic experiment here. This time, going into the matchup blind, we don't know what we're playing against. I think we want to get a jump on this opponent. We're going to take the play here. And we're playing against another companion deck. Okay. I do not like this hand. It doesn't have really a lot of directions it can go, and that's probably gonna end up making this a less enjoyable experience. So I think we want to throw this back for sure. Yeah, exactly, Stoneforge. I am on the same page. This hand looks freaking great. Look at this hand. We don't need the repetition on the snow covereds. I know we're going in blind, but I think two snow covereds is going to be fine here. And then we got our pretty much our best opening. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna brighten the day with a beautiful piece of art right on the first turn. And they can't counter this. They can't do anything about it. It's not gonna get wastelanded. It's just gonna sit there being beautiful for the whole match. So let's see what our opponent does. What are they up to here? Yeah, I guess they could have Stone Rain, but Sinkhole looks like it's out of the question. Tundra, okay. Leading off with a Ponder. um, I think I think it's going to be better. Yeah, tapping at the end step is good, but I think we want to. I think we want to do it right here, right at the end of the combat. The end step's just so fast. The we're going to do it right here. Tap that. Side Norna, we don't that pessimism. They're not going to ghost quarter. If they ghost quarter this swamp, that is the only way that I concede. If this land ever gets destroyed, I will concede the game. But until that happens, I feel like we're doing what we want to do. I think we are. Yeah, I think we are. Gosh, what do we? what do we do here? Um, I'm thinking I'm thinking original Zendikar land and just kind of moving through and just sort of moving through the time, just going time wise, then we can go uh, battle for Zendikar and then snow covered land. Just sort of like, remembering when each of these sets came out. Maybe tap so they think we have another Lorwyn swamp. They might. We don't want to scare them away. But boy, wouldn't that be nice if we did draw another one. Stoneforge Mystic. I think we're going to respond to that. Actually, I just want to tap that one and leave this beautiful, beautiful swamp up. And yeah, you got it. Go ahead and get your equipment. I think I think I've lost a follower since this stream started. Okay. This isn't for everyone. Um, and yeah, I should have done that on my upkeep. You're right. Absolutely right. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And next in line, we are going to go ahead and throw this out. Just moving through the timeline. I don't like that we're drawing all snow-covered swamps. I'm pretty upset that, I mean, we don't have a lot of other options. Like, if we don't draw a different swamp, we're going to have a couple duplicates out there, which game one isn't really where I want to be, especially against, like, any Stoneforge Mystic deck of any kind. Probably doesn't matter. Tight play is tight play. I mean, yeah. I mean, just to circle back, I totally agree with what Zach Faden is saying. Oh my God, we did it. We did it. Holy shit. Throwing it out there. Oh man. We did it. Double Lorwyn. Watch this. This is going to be so beautiful. Yeah, you can't teach someone to top deck like that. But that is exactly why we put the Lorwyn swamps in there. Oh my God. Okay, so we don't want to do this at the end step. We want to do this on their upkeep here. And watch, you guys know what is happening right now. Yep. Double untap Lorwyn swamp. That is a beautiful sight. Still at 20 indeed. Yeah, what are we at? We're on turn 4 here. Yeah, exactly, Lomer Boy. This is what happens when you have nothing but swamps. The Undrained Swamp is what I named this deck. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomato. Thank you for the follow. We just got back the follower that I lost since the stream started. What is going on? Now they're playing snow-covered lands. So they haven't missed a land drop, which is sort of a little concerning to me at this point. I really do like being ahead on board in lands. Um, so let's see if we can just jump back. I mean, we were on the play, so this is pretty great. Okay. Oh, so we were able to draw. So I'm going to throw this out because I want this to be on top here. So I think we're just going to start hitting them with the snow-covered swamps, just like bang, bang, 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. You know what I mean? And this is just going to stand right there. So we'll go ahead and tap that. Like, I know this is a little bit unorthodox, but now we have you know, we're creating a perpendicular L with the lower wind swamps, and that's interesting. It's a good, interesting configuration, and I think that, you know, I think our opponent might appreciate it. Um, and then we have our winter on Tatooine right here. Thank you. Yeah, this is so. This is yeah. It's felt really consistent so far. I feel pretty good in that department for sure. And I think that and our opponent's going to gain some life here, and I'm not super concerned about that. Like they haven't played a land yet this turn. Um, yeah, they're going to get some counters. Sure, they're going to deal 5 or 6 damage to me. Yeah, they're going to gain 4 life. But really, at the end of the day, I think we're coming out ahead because we're not the ones attacking. We are the ones keeping our cool. We are just sticking to our game plan and we are making it happen. We are executing our game plan with 100% precision, whereas who knows how many misplays they've made at this point. Are we behind on time? Holy crap, you're right. Um, you know, but when you have this many decision trees in front of you, you don't want to rush it. So let's go ahead and let's go crazy. This is a big turn here. A lot of stuff happening. Because thanks, Biggest Eat. I mean, you know, I'm doing my best here, and that's I think really all anyone can ever ask. And I just feel like there's a lot of extra pressure on everyone to be this magic savant who has all the answers all the time, can objectively tell you what card is the best in every situation. And you know, Magic's like life. You know, it's not like that. There are cards that are fun to play, that are good, and sometimes the fun cards are better than the other cards. There are cards that no one should play, but people play them anyway. It's just like life, you know what I mean? So if like you can get a handle on getting your butt kicked, then I think you can start to have fun with the game. Look at this. Look at we got an 8/8 over here. Now the question is, do you think they just attacking, not even they're holding back the Stoneforge? Conservative play. I like it. I like it. We're gonna go ahead and tap out here. And oh, they got us. So turn 6, they got us on turn 6. I think that might be the fastest loss so far. I'm still not seeing, if anyone else is seeing a reason for me to bring in the ley line. Um, I'm not seeing it. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna do the trick here. What do we have? We've got. Oh, I like this. That's pretty cool. It's like a river running through some rocks or something like that. Ooh, is that like a busted pirate ship? What is that? I like the fireflies or those will-o'-the-wisps. I don't know, but I hope we draw it. And again, I know I'm gonna side out a couple of these snow-covered swamps. Just run a bullet of this. Yeah, the snowlands totally did clog my hand, and I mean, if you remember, we had to mulligan the first hand. We had so many of those. Um, so let's see if we can get it. I mean, come on, Shuffler, can we just get a decent draw here? Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. You know, Some players get all the breaks, you know what I mean? Replenish. If my opponent busts out a karma, oh my god, that would be so sweet. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? I do think we want to be on the play again. Just, ooh, mm, it's okay. I think we can do better. That feels pretty. This feels pretty good. I like this. We've got. We can throw this down, and you know, this is sort of mysterious. I think we're gonna lead with an just an air of mystery here. Hey man, I don't have that kind of money. Snow covered. Oh, look at that. A little preordain action. Sure, sure, sure. But yeah, if I was super fancy, we could do that, and it would be sweet. Be extra super sweet. Now we're just gonna hit him with the snow covered right off the bat, and we're just going nuts. Just having all the fun. So the city right next door to me is under curfew because of riots. They had to shut down our freeway for a while. And is there a Yoda Hut swamp? I guess this looks a little bit like Dagobah. Things are getting pretty wild. And Loney Chochi, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Um, we're winning on life. This is good. They are. Oh, there's the tundra again. Look at those. Are those sheep? What are those? No, those are like wolves. Like a tundra wolf. The 1/1 first strike. I think that's what that is. So now the question is like they're tapped out. We can do whatever we want on this turn. And the question is, what do we think is going to have the most impact here? Um, that feels pretty strong, but they're probably expecting it. I'm going to throw this little glowing willow out here, the glowing dying willow. Tap that and just go ahead and pass back, I think here. I think that's pretty much sort of like game. And Caracas, legendary. Polar, welcome to the party. We are playing swamps with various arts and talking about life. They've got protection from everything, but you know what? The swamp is still pretty scary. Did we? Yeah, that is a nice old drain swamp. We also sighted in a couple of those that I'm hoping to draw, but time will tell on that. This is just like pretty crazy stuff, and I don't really know what to do about any of it except for build a deck of 74 swamps. So um, I like, now that we have a second one of these, I feel confident we can throw this out there. We have one backup in hand. Let's tap a couple of these and then just pass the turn. Look at that. They've got the True Name Nemesis with the Jite. They're feeling proud of themselves. Our opponent is feeling good. They're feeling powerful. They're feeling invincible. And you know, like, I've really started to like this passive approach. It's just one turn at a time, you know what I mean? Taking everything they throw at us. The most consistent deck in Legacy, yeah. It does do the same thing every game. Appreciate. Um, Onyx, yo, what's going on? So I don't know how I missed that. That was like a super long shout, so that's my bad. Oh dang, look at this. I think we want to hit with another snow-covered swamp and just sort of make them rethink their life and just wonder how they feel just getting zero resistance and still just beating me down mercilessly. I think I feel like we're gonna draw a land. Yeah, this is a good one. We're gonna throw this out here. Is Swamp getting? uh, I hadn't heard that, but holy crap! I'm gonna be all over that, especially if they have like those, those fat packs where they sell like a bunch of the swamps at once. That is sort of where I want to be. Um, when's the release date, and can I pre-order? Those would be my two main questions. Oh, they got us. Jite for the win. All right, well, let's pull this deck back up. See if there's anything we could have done different. Um, the record says we lost. I feel like we won. That's just a disagreement that agree to disagree with the computer. Here, okay, so let's jump back in. Turn 6. Yeah, we have all the time in the world. Thank you, Pika Steed. Yeah. Oh man, thank you so much. Fake news. Yeah. Well, I feel like we had a really strong game, the best game. In fact, I feel like the game couldn't have been stronger, and we were doing exactly what we were supposed to do. And the opponent was, if they're gonna lie and cheat and steal, well, you know, eighth eighth edition, the white border. Ooh, I thought about running a fetch land, but I just felt like it might. I don't know. I don't really like the idea of putting a card in my graveyard, so I just left it out. I had no way of like recurring it. There's no real synergy with it. Yeah, sure, it thins out the deck a little bit, but is that really what we're about here? Holy shnikes. Okay, this is a draw. I mean, I guess it could be a little better, but like double Lorwyn land in the opener, feeling pretty good about that. I feel like we've already won this match. And this is what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and wish our opponent good luck, because, I mean, let's be real, they're going to need it. They are going to need it. We did lose the die roll, which is a problem, because I do want to be ahead on board in lands. Polar, what are you confused about? We have a sweet hand. Our opponent has no companion. Is this Dredge? Well, I think we are going to bring in the ley line against this opponent. Okay, well, still going to lead off strong here. There we go. Just going to go ahead and pass back. And I think that's, I mean, can you imagine, like, if we were on the play in this position, we would have 2 lands in play right now. And it would be substantially different game. Yeah, we've got a full hand. They have no hand. I mean, we're winning the clock race, and really just feel like I'm winning at life right now. Absolutely. Well, they did get it 1-1. We have a bigger library than them. I like our position right now. Cabal therapy, huh? This is the first time someone has cast a disruption spell on me. What did they name? Liliana of the Veil. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and play that. I mean, they saw it. There's no point in holding it now. So we're going to put that out there, and we are winning the land race, which was my main concern going into this game on the draw. So making a bunch of more 2/2s. It's a completely reasonable play. Hit. I mean, they saw the snow lands. No reason to hold that either. We're just going to throw it out there. And I think that you can take this to talk about escape. Not a big fan of the escape mechanic. Not a big fan of the mutate mechanic. Not a big fan of companions. Not a big fan of islands. So that's just a little something about me. Take it or leave it. Not a big fan of Hogak. I am a big fan of Lion's Eye Diamond. I also enjoy creamy peanut butter. I will eat chunky peanut butter, but it's a clear preference. So I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on that, but I really don't understand anyone who likes chunky peanut butter. See, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't understand that. And it's like, you as a person and me as a person, I'm sure we could still get along, but like as far as anything deep and meaningful ever happening between us, I just don't really see that happening at all. And it's not against you, maybe, but it's just chunky peanut butter. So we're gonna go ahead. I know going down to 59 land, um, it's a little risky. I do want to bring in a couple of the Theros lands also, and I just think that you know, if we can lead off with that, then adds to okay. So I like that there is, because you know, I don't really have a rational argument except for that I like them better, but like zeroing in on that in which puts it above creamy peanut butter for you. I mean, I guess I could I mean, if I really try and put myself in that position, like you could make the argument that chunky peanut butter is creamy peanut butter, but is creamy peanut butter and if you're someone who likes more in a thing, but you know, take this deck for example. This is we're I'm a purist here, you know what I mean? So we did get a Theros land, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this back. I'm going to throw it back one more time. Okay, well, we didn't get the ley line, but I just don't think snow-covered swamps are good in this matchup, so we're going to bottom both of those. Your swamps aren't even matching. Call it like you see it. I gotta respect that. But you know, a strong opening. This time we are on the play, so I like that. Pretty happy with how this game's going so far. So texture is like a big thing to a lot of people. Is that are there textures that you really don't like? I mean, we're talking like if you had, uh, what about like oysters? Holy crap! Like just like this one at the land station. It's, I mean, it's weird that no one's really built it before. Um, oh, just got another sheriff advisory. Awesome. Crunchy also prevents from getting stuck on your teeth. That is a strong statement. If I sadness goes on the stack, if I ever have you at a black site, a CIA black site, which this is a thing that could happen, and I need to get very specific intel out of you, now I know how to do it. So just be careful what you say in chat, people. Yeah, we did tap that Theros Swamp, and I feel pretty good about that move. Only preferable to cooking, man. Creamy peanut butter. Romario, what's happening? Welcome. Yeah, that's we're doing it. We're doing so much tilting right now. My opponent says, I'm curious to what you are doing with an all land hand. I am thinking helm. It's we're just gonna respond. It's super secret tech. Um, and we're just gonna go and pass back. I do hope they get to cast another Cabal Therapy on me. Magic was banned in your town? Like it was banned at my school. subsequent schools, and I was sort of the bringer of the crack to both of those said schools. Oh, awesome! This guy's currently streaming. I am also. Come on in. Um, we should raid their stream. Um, so we are gonna go. Let's see, what do they got? Hmm. All right. So let's see what can we top deck. Oh, Cabal Therapy. Well, there goes all the mystery. There it goes. It's a shame we didn't draw our one copy of Leyline here. Let's see here. It's, yeah, I mean, I know I said these weren't really good, but we're gonna throw it out there anyway. Footloose, like Footloose, but with more R. Nice. Um. So is everyone staying safe? That is a actual valid question these days. We have a National Guard attacking protesters. We have a virus that is killing people. And on top of it all, murder hornets. Come on. And now zombies. And now zombies on top of it all. Here I am, just little guy trying to get by. Yeah. Yep. I hear you, Victorious. I did go outside today to get the mail, and it was it's a pretty big deal. I did receive a piece of mail. Had my AAA card in it, so not anticipating needing that very much anytime soon. Jeez. Yeah, it is terrifying, like what is happening right now across the country. Yeah, and yep, the maskless brigade, and it's easy to uh, stay in your comfort zone when we have social media easily can become your echo chamber. So every once in a while, I try and branch outside of that to. Dan, oh here, here, Dan, welcome. Here's the super secret tech. This is what is happening right now. Yeah, good games. I felt like we were going to turn it around there for a little bit, but just wasn't meant to be. So, oh, anyway, I was saying every once in a while I try and go outside the sphere of like my group who says things that I'm comfortable with because there are a lot of people that say things that are pretty crazy. So I do make it a point to try and, not just for other opinions, but just for education and a reminder that there are a lot of people that are buying into a lot of scary stuff. At least run 4 leyline. That's way too many leyline. Like, nobody wants to play me now. They know what they're playing against. Just the Super Swamp. Dan, thank you for the follow. um, so it's just like, yeah, it's just pretty. It's easy to get in your head. It's easy to, um, we're just inundated with so many screens, just getting bombarded every day. Like, started taking just a little time each day to breathe, not check every social media outlet, and try and center myself a little bit. If I could run 5 leyline, if I could run all leyline, wait, you can do that. Maybe I should play ley lines. Put all the companions in the deck. So they modified the companion rule, but is it still like you can only still choose one at the beginning? Is that right? Do I have any chests to open? I don't think so. Nope. I have some reward packs. Let's open this. Oh, we should put this in here. I think that would be pretty sweet. Mm. Yeah. It is a different world that we live in today than the world of just January. Sadness goes on the stack. Yes, I am the inventor of that deck. Just to pat myself on the back there. So yeah, I do like, and normally that is what I stream. This is a special stream for all the people that are out protesting, and for all the people that are standing up to our country being slowly, not so slowly, ripped away from us. Feels like it. Solid play. We like to start. You know, but I was pretty sad when Wizards announced that they were going to be discontinuing all paper events, because I try to go to at least like somewhere between 3 and 5 GPs a year, and those are sort of like my little vacations to hang out with your friends, actually play with real cards, and respond. And those are good times. Um, but if I'm being honest, I knew that was coming. Handshakes are a thing of the past. Um, I would say going forward indefinitely. There's no timeline on that for me. But there is some comfort knowing that we all have our own trials and tribulations to deal with. And lately, like the uber negativity towards Wizards has been sort of bothering me just because, like, there's so much to be upset about right now. Um, and I don't think Magic is one of them. Yeah, totally. And I think it's important to be mindful of that and just think about recognize what it is that's causing it. And it's important to be aware of what's going on, but it's also important to take some time away from all of it to sort of reset. Why don't my opponents want to kill me? And I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. Now we're gonna tap 2 swamps and do this. What's my record right now? Scranton 01. We are playing with a deck of all swamps, and unsurprisingly, we so far haven't won a match. But I'm optimistic that this one's looking pretty good. Yeah, and Magic is like, it's one place where we can still um, is a good place to reset from all the craziness that is going on. You can focus on the game. It has a beginning, it has an end. It's fun. There's a lot of and all of the all of the nonsense has. And I think as much as I don't like some of the rulings or the cards that have been printed, I think that part of the reason that I haven't felt like it's that much fun lately is uh, is partially because of the attitude that it has seeped into the greater Magic consciousness. And I don't think that that is a product solely of people being that unhappy about Magic. I think it is a secondary and even tertiary having to do with something that people feel they have some semblance of control over in their life, or that is a way that they can be heard immediately when any of the real issues is like, I know I feel there's what can I do personally? I can donate money to this foundation. I can protest. I can play a deck of all swamps. But really, there's not. And I think that part of that are people honing in on something that does feel more controllable, something that does feel like they have a voice. The community is small enough that something can be heard, and if the main voice is negativity, then people can jump on that because they're going to feel like it's a part of something. But in a sense, it's a microcosm of what's happening in the country right now, where we have a leader who is spreading hate and negativity, and the people that jump on that bandwagon, they feel like they're a part of something. Um, and it's pretty frightening because it is literally something out of any of the dystopian novels that I've read right now. Did we just lose? One, two, three. Turn 6. Seems pretty consistent. I feel like we've played against a lot of Germs, Stoneforge Mystics, and Batterskulls. Alright, well, got one more. Oh, that was just game 1. You know what? We're just going to bring in the whole sideboard. Let's get crazy. Even the ley line. going to go all out here. It's not funny anymore, you know, like, and people were, it's really just not funny, and the jokes are, yeah, it's, but you know, so going back to Magic is a place where, you know, I could get away from that, have some fun, like focus on some cool new deck, some new combination of cards, and I do feel like Companions took a little bit of why I play Magic away for a time, and it's oh sick. Love this land. All right. Aether Vial, huh? Look at this. We're getting all the sideboard cards. Probably going to play this on turn 4. Just want to set up for a couple turns here. Yeah, is that like Biden's? Say a grim time. I did feel hopeful when I saw that other countries had joined in the protests. That was something that I did like. Nice transformational board. Double Mother of Runes, man. Should we discard a swamp? Just really. I think we're just not going to play land here. I know we said we are going to play this. I know I played this a turn too early, but um, oh, he's tapping my best land. All right, let's do that. All right, let's get back to focusing on the game here. I think we're just going to go ahead and discard a swamp here. It's a play that, you know, it's not a conventional play, but I think that, oh, we don't. Oh, we were on the play, so we gotta do it next turn. I didn't even know how many cards. I've made 2 misplays this game already. And I think is this our 5th round? No, it's only our 4th round. All right. Well, Onyx, if you stick around, I mean, we should be done with this pretty soon here. Maybe I'll play a league with Death and see what happens. I haven't played an actual match of Magic, real or digital, in probably over a month. Yeah, we're going to discard a swamp. They're going to get effed up in the brain. Wait, did they kill my... Oh, it's coming back. I did say if someone ever destroyed my Lorwyn swamp, I would concede the game. But I get it back. It was a Flicker Wisp. Phew, that was close. All right. Here we go. End step. So we had to set this up. We're going to discard Snow-Covered Swamp. Boom. A missing. What's happening? It is all Swamp Sonics, yes. And let's see what we got. Putting in a 4-drop on their second main phase. Oh no, Palace Jailer. I think we're going to go ahead. No, we'll go ahead and tap that. You know, I wish why I don't like how they're picking on my favorite land. I'm just gonna come out and say that. I don't like it much at all. We did it. Top deck. That's what I'm talking about. Now, we basically have an untapped Lorwyn Swamp all the time, and that's pretty great. I like how they just played their Wasteland. I imagine them holding that in their hand, just waiting to get me with it. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're getting to the crux of what we're really doing here. Let's just take this a little deeper. Oh. I think that's my favorite comment so far of the night. All right. And now we're just going to let them have it. Snow-covered land. Didn't see that coming. Booyah. And let's go ahead and tap all 3 of these. We have a swamp in every zone, and I think that doesn't that win us the game? We have a swamp in our graveyard, in our hand, and in play. I guess they're not going to concede here. It's alright. It's alright. And they got us. Dang. They're not even. Alright, so we lost that match. We have a perfect record. And we got one more round to play. So let's get to a play-in. And all right. So, I mean, there will be. Yeah, this my videos will save. I might even post this to YouTube. Um, for all the action you missed. Um, the funny thing is, I posted that I was going to be streaming and a a legacy, leaving a legacy, and I also posted it on Reddit. And Reddit, it has been downvoted to 0, and that's the Reddit crowd for you. I think that sometimes I think there are just like Reddit is a place where people can go to specifically be duplicitous. Um, I haven't quite figured Reddit out yet, but on the leaving a legacy, it, the mind of the Magic player is so focused on winning the game of Magic that the comments that are on there, they really can't they really can't wrap their brain around that I'm just throwing away 10 tickets and have no chance of winning whatever. They like can't, like the comments are you should put a helm in for good measure, or you should run an Emrakul so you have a win con. Or I mean, this like as soon as you take one swamp out and put a card in, it's you may as well say you should run Delver. Yeah, Reddit is an interesting alternate plane of existence. I find it sort of fascinating, but as fascinating as I find it, it's also equally distressing. You really are the Joker, literally burning money. Oh, yes. So Polar postulates that I laugh like the Joker. Hey, I was trying to figure out how to turn my my stupid like computer camera on Streamlabs, and I literally couldn't figure out how to do it. Does anyone know how to do it? I'm annoyed because I think it's gonna just like this is a Bob Ross level stream. I think it's going to show up on my screen, and I don't want that. But yeah, I'll figure it out later. I mean, I don't have any problem putting myself on camera. It's just that I literally don't know how to do it. Frames dropped. I don't like that. Oh man. If anyone has Hulu, I highly recommend What We Do in the Shadows. I've found that show to be quite enjoyable. Um, there was a movie that was done a few years back before that, not as good as the show. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Uh, okay. Oh, come on. Matt Berry is awesome. Yeah. Toast in London, also hilarious. Yeah. There are no bad cards. Well, Swamp is a very good card, and I was told that it's getting reprinted in 2021, which is pretty exciting. Which means that this deck is going to be standard legal. So, I mean, we could really run this back in every format. Yeah, I didn't hate the movie, but like after watching the series, my expectations had been shifted, and even though I like Flight of the Conchords and those guys, yes, Yahtzee. Um, oh my God, Polar. See, where's my head at? Yeah, yeah, that show's amazing. The movie for me was like I said, after watching the series, it like didn't go far enough on either direction. Like the concept is hilarious, obviously, but and for anyone still watching, the concept is a documentary filming vampires. Who would be my commander for EDH? First thing that popped into my head is Ali from Cairo. Mono red Ali from Cairo. All right. Yeah, and it was just, you know what? Like looking at this hand, I probably should have molded it. Not a great hand. Yeah, just because I like how they just went all. It's just it's just not quite as dark, which is, I like dark comedies also, but just for my personal taste, and I was expecting something different, I guess. All right, a little brainstorm. It's so nice. Like this is, I mean, to be honest, this is like a very freeing experience. I'm in complete control of this. This is my decision. I don't have to worry about counter spells. I don't have to worry about anything. And feels pretty great. Suboptimal play. Polar, polar, polar. All right, we are going to throw out. I think what. Yeah, I do like the snow cupboards on the right, so you might be right there. So the art swamp that we drew was it was a different art than the other ones. We don't want to give away free information. Let's tap a couple land here. And ooh, flooded strand. Playing at main phase. What could they have? Like, um, to me that looks like a misplay unless oh, that's why. No, because they're not going to draw another card. But we're misplaying apparently over here. I feel like I'm watching a blind man match. Well, we're just I do, like I think it's more the border, but like this is actually a pretty cool picture. Just, taking a little bit of time to notice the small things. They only have two cards in their hand. What do you think they are? All counter spells? Hard to be sure. Uh, I'm having fun, so thank you all for being a large contributor to why I'm having fun. It wouldn't be nearly as entertaining if I was just doing this by myself. Yeah, I think this is the right play. Could go with this guy here. What is that? Yeah, this is definitely the right play. Super sweet. We got it. I really wanted to, so like, yeah. If Lurrus was still legal, maybe I would put him in the sideboard. Yeah, well, we can draw out of it. We can draw out of it. We can draw into it. You know what I mean? We're going with the flow. Just, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do. We're going to do what we're going to do. Alright. Maybe they won't attack. No, they're attacking. Legacy is a turn 6 format. It has been pretty consistently turn 6. I will say. Oh, they got us. We got to, yeah, 6 land. Pretty good. We are totally bringing in the ley line. And let's go bring in all the Theros lands and the ley line. I guess upside about not being able to go anywhere really is new pajamas. That's about it. Mold of the Alara Swamp. Polar, I think that is something that everybody is always trying to determine in their life. So direct answer, I'm also trying to figure that out every day that I wake up. Oh man. What do we do with this? We got 2 of our sideboard cards. I'm gonna throw this back. Mm. Let's go. Let's go down to 5. Well, this is. Oh man, we are getting. That's even worse. We gotta go to 3 cards. Oh, we should have kept the 5. I think we're just gonna go down to 1 here. Oh man, we did it. This is. We did it. The very last game of the very last match on the very last mulligan. Booyah. What do they do now? Turn 1 Delver. Sick. Top the land. Needed it. Super sweet. And a sideboarded land on top of that. This is going really well, I think. And littering and wow, they flipped it on their first turn. That's a solid play. Solid play, opponent. Another Delver. Wow. I like that land. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And then like the irony of this is that you can put 0 effort in and get a 0-5 record and feel pretty good about it because you didn't do or expect anything other than that. Whereas if I were going to play Death and we went 0 and 5, I would feel pretty bad about it, which really I think says something about our expectations. And I can speak for me. So for my expectations versus the result that I'm achieving, wherein a negative result of a game loss can result in a positive experience of because it met my expectations. Whereas if I won, didn't, if I was expecting to win and didn't, that would be a negative experience. But that sort of thinking gets dangerous because then you get into these like rabbit holes of, well, if I don't try, I won't fail. And that is not a good place to be. So I think tempering, what our expectations are, what we desire, what we want, if you can accept that what we want is infinite, what we can attain is finite, and if you can learn to appreciate the space between what you have and what you want as a space that is to be appreciated and strived for instead of something that is to be achieved, I think that you'll be happier in general. They always have it. Right. Another way to put that, Onyx. But so yeah, I think in a sense we did achieve our goal here. So this is not to say we didn't have a goal coming in, because my goal was to lose 5 matches and have a good time. And we did both of those things.